Night high school football game in West Virginia turned into the latest battleground in the polarization over President Trump. Brooke High School was celebrating Patriotism Week, and its football team was going to play a Pennsylvania team from Pittsburgh, Perry High School. So some Brooke students created what they thought was a clever banner in red, white, and blue. Here's what it said: Trump Perry. A pun, get it? Meaning beat Perry, in the form of a campaign sign. Unfortunately, perhaps what they didn't factor in is that the student body at Perry, roughly 75% black, Brooks, 95% white. Well, you can almost script what happened next. The Perry librarian saw the sign, tweeted a photo of the banner, and called it sickening racism. Brooks' superintendent responded with a letter apologizing and calling the banner insensitive, intimidating, and offensive, adding, quote, policies were not followed by the school's administrators to ensure a climate free from bullying and harassment. This had some Brooke County parents calling for the superintendent's termination, and some teachers wearing red, white, and blue in solidarity with the students. At a board meeting last week, protesters lined up outside the district administration building calling for the superintendent's firing, saying she's labeling her own students as racists. The meeting was full of passion.
You say that it wasn't intentional, that I'm not sure where the environment of harassment or bullying, by your definition, not mine, by yours, was created.
Trump has a lot of meanings, but right now in today's society, it means to me as a black person, division, separation, hatred.
Perry parents was so they was just so messed up, I felt their pain. You can't tell me how to feel about that sign.
Is there any way out? Joining me now, the head of the student body at Brooke High School, Ashley Eby. Ashley, thanks so much for being here. What was the message that was being conveyed in that banner?
So before every football game, a group of students get together and they create a banner for the student section. And each week, for every home game, the student section has a different theme, which is determined prior to the beginning of the season. And since the game against Pittsburgh Perry was the first home game after 9/11, the theme of that week was patriotism and red, white, and blue. So when the banner was created, we came up with the idea Trump Perry, because Trump is synonymous with beat, and it also is the name of the President of the United States. So whenever the banner was being created, there was no intention of offending anyone, but once we saw that people reacted the way that they did, we understand that it could have been taken as offensive, and we apologize for that. However, the student body wanted it to be known that that was not the intention of the students who made the sign, but we are sorry for it.
I'm sure that the Brooke players knew who they were about to compete against. Did the Brooke students know the racial composition of Perry? In other words, did they have any awareness of the fact that this was a school coming to town that was 75% black, in contrast with the composition of your school? Did that enter the equation? Did that enter the thinking in any way, as far as you know?
As far as I know, it did not. I was aware that Pittsburgh Perry was a part of the Pittsburgh Public School District, so I wasn't completely sure of the demographics. However, I was under the impression that there were a higher concentration of black students at Perry than at Brooke. However, in Brooke High School, it didn't really even cross our mind because, the students who made the sign did not have any racist intention. So whenever we found out that it was taken that way, we were kind of, blown away and taken aback, because that's not what we meant. But as far as I know, no one was 100% sure of the exact demographics.
Right. So this was your school relying on the definition of Trump, meaning, a winning card, a winning hand, beat Perry, not to say, hey, Pittsburgh team, 75% black, you're now in Trump country. You're
Correct.
now in West Virginia. This is hostile turf, so to speak.
Yeah, we would have had the sign regardless of who we were playing, because it didn't cross our mind that it would be taken that way. It was merely a play on words, as in beat and the President of the United States, given that it was a patriotic game.